There is absolutely no way to hide the sheer magnitude of this fixture. Yes, it is a grand final. Yes, it is Saturday night under the lights. But this is a contest between two teams who continue to decimate all those who stand in their way. It is the 3 consecutive league title and club championship winners Marayong FC versus the 2-time grand final winners of the last 3 years, Doonside Hawks. We've got a massive pre-show chat to get through. Now, Julian Bombach will be joining us for the majority of this game, but we've currently got a Pons lineup of Blake Skur, Matty Hubbard and Eli El Hakim, fresh off the back of his stint last night. Eli, I go straight to you. Been a bit since you jumped on, just the 24 hours. It's a battle of the 2 most trophy-laden teams of the past half-decade. You know, I've got unconfirmed suggestions that this is the first grand final that they've met in 20 years. You know, as a fan of the Premier League, how happy are you to see these 2 giants finally lock horns in a fixture like this?
It's going to be a cracker of a game. You can already feel the atmosphere out there. It's packed. So a lot bigger crowd than what it was yesterday. It's going to be a cracker game. So I think whoever takes their chances will win tonight.
Ellie, hit me again. Microphone not on. A couple of teething problems. This is an amazing fixture. Tell me why you're so excited for it.
It's going to be a cracking night. 2 great teams, 2 teams that play some good football. What a crowd. It's a lot bigger than what it was yesterday. And see the hype around it already. So can't wait for it to get going. And the history between them. It's been a long year. I think they've won 1 each. So today we'll settle it.
Matty Hubbard, you've played against both in recent weeks and recent years. You know what it's like to play in a grand final. What would those players be feeling out there?
Well, there'll be a lot of nerves to start the game early on because, I mean, you sit around all day long at home waiting for the occasion to come around. So some players will play their grand final before they even turn up. But the first 5 to 10 minutes, you'll see some nerves, some touches out there that players, start to freak out. But after the first 10 minutes, I think we'll be in for a cracker of a game.
Look, Blake Skur, I go to you quickly. Welcome on for a quick stint and a co-commentary debut. Look, Marayong at the end of the game against you last week had to dig very, very deep into extra time. Do you reckon there's a chance they might be feeling that 7 days later, or is that long past them and their fitness levels?
Oh, I think when you get to grand final day, you're not feeling anything in it when you get out there. I think, adrenaline kicks in, and once the game starts, they'll be straight into it.
Matty, come back to the microphone. How impactful could the week off be for Dooney, though? We've seen Tigers in the 21s fall to the week off, but then Doonside in the reserve grade, I mean, they had the week off, and they've gone and just won a couple of minutes before coming live here. What do you think could happen to Doonside in first grade?
Well, I think the week off is always good for your body resting. It's a long season, pre-season, but also it can bite you in the backside because, you come into the game with that extra week off where Marayong's been playing. So, they've got 120 minutes in their legs from last week. So, it can work both ways, but I think Doonside, they'll be up for it.
Ellie, I go to you. This is a battle of some of the best individual players in the comp, at least in its recent history. We'll start with Mr. Grand Final. You've coached against him in grand finals. What makes Iiken so special when the big moments are upon us?
I think he just steps up for these big occasions. He's just ready. He knows how to set himself throughout the day. He knows what he needs to do. It's a long day waiting for the game at 7 o'clock at night. So he knows what he needs to do, and he's done it in the last 3-4 years. So he's a specialist at what he does. Marong won't want it to go that way. I think they'll do everything they can. But it's not just him. They've got a lot more talent around him that might step up today and do the job as well.
Skur, it's also a battle of Kelvin Ofori, potentially running the midfield as he does and has for the last couple of years, 2-time reigning player of the year. I call him the king. Might be a bit cringe, but honestly, it's true. How good was he last week?
Yeah, I think the moment close to the 90th minute was the one that did it for me. I think it might have been extra time when he made a 60-yard run all the way back, made the tackle on Tong, and then pressed forward and ended up getting a goal from that. So I think he's a man of the moment. I think he'll push himself, and things like that is what wins you these big games.
Ellie, I go to you again. We'll talk about the front 3 now of Doonside. Marcus Correa alongside Iiken, and then, of course, Byron Grandemanger. The latter was brought in for moments like this, as we've discussed on the Instagram story just a couple of minutes ago. How deadly is that front 3?
Oh, it's a deadly front 3, especially when you add Byron to it. He's added a lot to their attack. They've changed from a 4-4-2 to a 4-3-3. And the coach was saying in the podcast that they've got a couple of spots where you know, they have different formations that they can play. So that them three are deadly, and Marong need to watch out for them.
You know, Ethan Kerrick got a goal last week. Michael Cody got a goal last week, Ellie. Michael Adomiko got a goal last week, all to break their 4, 5 and 7 game droughts respectively. They're all firing at the right time of the season. How helpful, I mean, I asked them. They were kind of sheepish about it, but how helpful will that be, those goals last week, in coming into this one?
Definitely. The confidence they would have got from that game last week, you can almost say that game was also sort of a grand final as well for them. So, you know, the three of them all got on the score sheet. The confidence that they'll get from that leading into today might be the difference.
Ayman Abdul Rasul got off the game injured against Pons early last week. He then somehow made a significant way through the 21s grand final, helped lead them to a 2-0 win over Tigers. Ellie, he's now out, not starting in this game. They've been forced into making a change. Ayman has a pretty big impact, as we've seen in the last couple of weeks. He was pretty crucial in the Doonside match for them on both occasions recently. What do you know about the little 19-year-old and his qualities and what they'll be missing without him?
Well, he's a great player. You know, Shia and Kevin have talked a lot, real highly of him. So he is out today, unfortunately. But I do think their number 7 that did come on against us last week, what a ball he gave for that winning goal. So I do think he will start, but we shall wait and see once the lineup's confirmed by you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go through some lineups. So, as you know, Julian Bombach isn't currently here, but thank you to Ellie El Hakim, to Blake Skur, and Matty Hubbard will be sticking around for the majority of this game. I'm sure we'll be doing some post-match interviews as well, boys. As Pons reps, I really do appreciate you guys being here. It's time to go through some lineups. We'll go through one either side of the national anthem. Let's start with the league title winners. It is Marayong, who begin with Oscar Osei. He was only here 10 minutes ago for his first bit of warm-up. Dylan Owusu, Dante Suarez, Nathan Samatua, and of course Joshua Ross will be there. Let's interrupt ourselves and celebrate our anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through those lineups one more time. So Oscar Osei in goal, Dylan Owusu and Nathan Samatua, surrounded by Josh Ross and Dante Suarez. At the bottom of the midfield will be Ryan Bowler Colborne. Then it's the king, the 2-time reigning player of the year, arguably the player of the match last week, Kelvin Ofori, who is the most prolific match of the round servant ever. Ahead of him is Paddy Haloka, who worked his socks off equally when he was subbed on early into the game. The front three, who all scored last week in the 3-1 win over Pons, Michael Cody, Michael Adomiko, and of course Ethan Kerrick, who's been here since the 21s game, sitting on the bench for Doonside. Matt Dudgeon has kept 5 clean sheets this year, only missed a couple of games. It is a back four that you know so well and has already won a grand final. It is the exact lineup the same time as last year. Jordan Hannon, Jake Taylor, 20-year servant, and Captain Jaden Zwereb, who's got 1 match of the round goal to his name. Wouldn't it be great for him to get another tonight? Liam Howarth, 1 yellow in 62 games of Blacktown Premier League football. How many yellows has he picked up for an opposing players? Can't keep up with him. Ryan Dominici and Daniel Alessi make up a very Italian base at the midfield with, of course, Nick Cauchi, whose younger brother just scored in the Resi's grand final, ahead of him slightly. And then the front three to make your mouth water, Marcus Correa, Ethan Iiken, who is the Mr. Grand Final, and Byron Grandemainge, who has an average of 1.48 goals and assists per game in his stint in the BDSFA since he returned from the NPL world. Matty Hubbard, I welcome you back. Frighteningly good teams out here, full strength. I'm going to ask you straight up before we start, who is your tip?
I think I'm going to go Marayong today. I think Doonside had their number in the first semi-final, but if Marayong scored the first goal, the game would have been different. And watching Marayong last week for 120 minutes, I think you can see it in them this week that they're going to get the bickies at the end of today.
There you go. There is your call. Antonio Perello is your centre referee. Been around the referees branch for more than 20 years now. Another Italian out there in the middle of the park, this time with the whistle in hand. It'll be Marayong in green, black and white, running from left to right across your screen. Doonside, the 2 in 3 year champions in white and maroon, not in Queensland, here in New South Wales, running from right to left across your screen. Matty Hubbard, Doonside are your former club. Any nice wishes towards them?
Nah, as a kid growing up playing for Dunside as my first ever club, you always wish them well. You want them to win, but I think Marayong's been out of this situation for years now, and I think they're due to get a win because Dunside have had, I think, 2 in the last 3 years or something like that. So I think the tide's going to turn for once.
You excited?
Pumped. Absolutely pumped. Sad to be not out there, but I'm enjoying myself up in the commentator's box week after week.
You are born natural for this, just as you were born to sit in the middle of the centre-backs. Michael Adomako straight away! Michael Adomako! Michael! Can he win a penalty? Mighty one of penalty! Michael Cody, he loses the ball. Doonside survive a first 5-second scare, and on they go. Now they might score. Nick Couchy getting in behind. Oh my word, take a breath. Oscar Osei puts his hands on the ball. What a fast start here at Blacktown Football Park. I think we need to look back on that. Does Michael Adomako deserve a penalty? One of the Doonside players that's down, it's Liam Howarth.
I'll tell you something. If we're going to go at this pace for 90 minutes, there's going to be a few subs coming by half-time.
Oh, my word. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the live chat below. Don't forget to minimise your screen whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube and leave a like. It's a fast start. It's set the tone for this fixture. There are hundreds and hundreds of people watching here. These two powerhouses, not just in recent history, these guys have been beefing back into the 80s. It's a long time before any of us were watching, but I've been told that the games were not to be missed. In a time where streaming wasn't so prevalent.
I think Doonside's going to have to make a change here. If he can't get back on, you don't want to stay with 10 players too early in this game. You want your full 11 out there.
No, but you would imagine they would push some numbers back. You would imagine they would surely push some numbers back and just hold out while Liam Howarth gets checked on. Still, I've been unable to see what really happened because there's so much going on at the moment. Byron Grandemage getting involved. First bit of play from either of these two teams is looks like Jake Taylor's dropped into left back. Daniel Lessie's currently the centre back. He's played plenty of games there in his 4 years at Doonside. That was separated by a stint at Parramatta FC. Adomako, the former Western Sydney Wanderers youth striker, scored last week. Michael Adomako has got quite a handy 4 match of the round goals to his name. 12 goals in all comps, 11 in the league and finals. Strong work there by Jake Taylor.
What's your prediction for today, Mark?
My tip was Doonside. I'm not going to hide that heading into the final series. And I think I would not be surprised if it goes either way here today. So, that is Liam Howarth, unless I am blind and stupid. Or is that... Has Josh Atkins just come on, or am I seeing the wrong thing? That is a number 50 jersey. That is not his jersey. Well, this could be a major talking point just seconds into the match. I think Doonside have lost their 2-time All-Star left-back in the opening seconds of the game. Matty Hubbard, I'll confirm to you that change has been made in just a second.
I think it's just Liam's come back out in another different jersey. I think he got some blood on his jersey and was made to swap it, I'm guessing.
Well, it looks like him. He's been growing out the mullet for a little while. Number 50 is now Liam Howarth. There you go. So he's had a jersey swap before the game. He's been wearing Liam Howarth, number 5, for as long as I've known him in this comp. So, anyway, the early Warriors are now gone. Let's settle into this game. 3.5 minutes in, already 15 talking points. Well, this is where Marayong were able to put their foot on the game in the early moments against Ponds last week. A couple of great corners from the King came in, including an Olympico that was ruled out for a foul. One hand raised this time. It's another good-looking ball towards the front post! And it flashes across the face of goal. It's been picked up by Byron Grandamange, who scored an Olympico himself against Marayong earlier on in the season. And away goes Iiken, the grand final specialist, the man for the big occasion. He cuts back inside. He plays it central. It's a wonderful pass. And there is Marcus Correa. And there is Oscar Osei. And it is a save for Oscar Osei.
The man of the moment, Marcus. What a statement that would have been. After all his talk midweek, would have been a great start for him.
Jeez, he was fire on that podcast. And look at that distance on that kick by Oscar Osei, by the way, Matty Hubbard. Kelvin Euphoria, Nick Couchy, Byron Grandamage, Josh Ross left one in on him there. They're calling for a free kick. I probably agree with Doonside there. Halaka goes down under the challenge of Daniel Alessi. That was a bit mean, Daniel Alessi, who, of course, scored a grand final goal back in 2022 in the opening 10 minutes of the match. That was provided by none other than Ethan Iiken himself.
Obviously, if you watch Doonside, how they set up on any free kick or any attack from Marong, they'll sit up defensively and sit 4 at the back and 2 sit in front. So they nearly place, 6 as a block. So it's hard to get through them when they're so defensively.
Headed away by Marcus Correa. They're not really known for getting up for too many defensive headers, but he has scored a header in a match of the round against River. That ball is a bit of a nothing ball by Dylan Owusu, who is coming off the back of a Premier League 21s win under his first year of tutelage of the squad. Congratulations on making it 3 in a row, though, for a Marayong outfit that just know how to win grand finals this year, doing it while coming 3rd in the league. Reserve go game prior to this was 1 with 10 minutes left to go in that one. Wonderful, wonderful game that was to watch. Workers losing their grip after winning 2 in a row. Oscar Osei sends that a long way, well past the halfway line. There is Ryan Dominici, his big brother Kyle, could come off the bench at any time. Ryan, of course, scored in the match when these two last met, where Dunside emerged as 3-1 victors. Last time Dunside Marayong was a match of the round occasion, it was to decide the 2023 championship. In fact, forgive me, the 2024 championship, I should say. Chance here, Iiken, he's gone down in a heap. Samatua held his ground really well. Baller call, bomb goes back to Joshy Ross, formerly of Ponds, and he sends that away, formerly of Spartans, to Josh Ross. Haloka sending it away, a high foot there, but he made contact with the ball. It was just a bit scary and precarious. Big challenge coming in there on 23-year-old Jake Taylor, but he stood tall in his debut season in Doonside colours some 3 years ago. As a 20-year-old at the time, he won a grand final. 2022 was such a great year for Dunside. They did it when they were significantly younger as an average age of the squad than they are now. These guys all into their prime years now, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 years old around there. These Marayong boys, their average age is a bit older, but that front line is pretty youthful. Ethan Kerrick, 21's eligible, of course. Adomako is my age, 24. And, of course, Michael Cody, 23. But that midfield and that defence has some serious grit and experience to it. An in-swinging corner to be delivered in by Byron Grandamain. They know how deadly he is. Headed back across the face of goal. Marayong players rising highest. Dominici, they know what he can do. They want to close him down. No free kick, Antonio. There is Ethan Iiken. He stabbed at that one. Fast start, Matty Hubbard.
Yeah, I think Doonside's starting to get a little bit of momentum going forward here. Marayong's just got to get the ball back on the ground and start passing around. They're doing a little bit of kick chase at the moment, but that'll change. They'll click back into gear in a few minutes.
It's been good to watch so far. We're kind of out of the territory of those first 60 to 90 seconds where it seemed like both teams were about to score a goal. Throw in. I'm going to give my utmost congratulations to Kaylin Thompson and Kiana Woods, the two assistant referees here today who are partnering Antonio Perello. They would both be 21s eligible if they were still playing football here in BDSFA. Kaylin, a former Parkley representative, of course, but great to have youthful players on the pitch and youthful budding referees on the sidelines too. I'm sure they'll make friends with a couple of raucous crowd members as the time goes on. So this to be delivered on, I think, by Daniel Alessi. It is whipped in. Dylan Owusu should clear that one. One player's gone down. It's come here towards Byron Grandemains! Oh, like he did against Oakville a couple of years ago. He smashes one in. That was what he was brought in to do. That is exactly what he was brought here to do. Doonside said, we want you for moments like this. And Byron Grandemains crashes home the first goal with an emphatic right-footed half volley that nearly ripped the net in half.
Wow, that is a crazy finish if you actually watch the replay. He actually slipped over. To get back up on his feet and control that and hit that well, take your hat off him soon. That's a cracker of a goal to start the game.
Maybe we should start calling him Mr. Grand Final. That's 2 in 2 for him. That is a wonderful, wonderful finish. He scored in the early moments of that PL2 Grand Final some 3 years ago now. Now he's scored in the first 10 minutes of this one here. Byron Grandemains has just answered all the prayers, answered all the wishes of those who wanted to bring him here. Jaden Zwerb, the chief scout, certainly feeling like his job has come and bear fruit in the early moments of this one. Kelvin Afori up against Byron. This would be a game of moments, and Byron is a moments player.
For all the teams out there that have played against Dunside, we all know you do not want to let Dunside get in front. They're very hard to break down once they get in front.
Well, in terms of PL2 and PL1, Byron Grandemains has now scored 10 goals and picked up 7 assists as Carrick! Oh, it's red! It's going to have to be red! It's going to have to be red! Marayong, oh my God, it's yellow.
Ooh.
How?
Tough one there. He was the last man, but I think the touch was going away from him, so that's probably the only thing saved him.
That's a good point.
From getting that red card there. If that touch was closer, he
here,
was gone.
Let's have a look back here. Great ball. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. He's in the central channel of the pitch. Look where the free kick's being taken.
It's always hard. Early on in the game, the referee's going to try and keep everyone on the park. So, tough one. I mean, if he gave him red, everyone throws their arms up and says no, should have been a yellow. So, tough one on the ref there. It's tough. It's early on.
That's Jaden Zoreb's third yellow of the year. Obviously won't mean anything heading into next season, unless he was to get another one. But that is just a bigger talking point, I think, as we'll see. We're going to get some Marayong players or fans or officials to come up here and have a chat about that. But look, either way, they're down 1-0. This is the territory for King Kelvin Afori. Byron Grandemains has had his moment. What about this guy, reigning 2-time player of the year? Goes over the wall, goes over the crossbar. It was never really threatening. Doonside have things going their way, Matty Hubbard.
Wow, Kelvin is human. He actually does put him over the bar. The guy that normally hits him on target every free kick. I'm shocked there.
Just watching that moment back.
I mean, it's 11 minutes in, so being on a yellow card's a long time to play on a yellow card if Marayong target him.
Gonna have to. Well, let's see who will have the next moment in this pulsating match of football, already taking the breath away of many around here. Well done there by Dante Suarez. Wants to make amends for a relatively poor moment in the last match he played in. He slipped over the ball. Oh, nice touch there by Michael Cody. Trying to feed it in behind. Michael Cody, reverse pass. Michael Adomako. Safe hands by the Matt Dudgeon. Very, very well done. Matty Dudgeon, 24 years old. Oh, what a long kick. What a very, very long kick that was. 13 minutes into this one. Do not take your eyes off it for a second. You are so right, by the way, about Byron Grandemains' finish. He slipped over, got back up and smacked it. That is not easy to do. And when a moment like that falls to you and you have a second to think about it, you wouldn't be shocked if you just sort of hash at it and send it over. Either way, his corner expertise should be cleared away. It stayed in the danger area. They're trying to recycle it. Marcus Correa using his body to try and keep the ball. It's been batted into his midriff, and it will just be a goal kick. Well, searching for your opinions in the live chat section of Facebook and YouTube on all the things that have happened in the opening moments of this game, including Byron Grandermanger's coming-of-age goal. Some love for Marayong coming in from Melbourne. Isn't that a cool thing to see? Plenty of support for Doonside Hawks as well.
I think we'll still see a few more goals come from this game. It's already opened, and we're only 13 minutes in. It's end-to-end.
Flicked on there by Patrick Harlocker. Cleared away by Jake Taylor. One of the few Doonside boys who were here last night watching both of the PL2 first and reserve grade grand finals. Heaved into a dangerous area. Haven't even seen Ryan Ball or Cole Bourne touch the ball yet. Look at this, tracking back and cleared away. Well done by Dylan Owusu, who was a bit out of the picture for a moment there. Not a long day for Dylan Owusu, like Ethan Kerrick. They've been here since 1 o'clock, even earlier. Couchy looking to try and find Liam Howarth at the back stick. Hasn't scored a goal this year. That's a shonky clearance by Michael Cody. Wow, I cannot wait to hear a Marayong opinion on the potential yellow to red card moment. Dominici for 1-6 of Doonside to the other 6 of Marayong. Harlocker in strong. Dominici goes down. Was sent off in this part of the pitch in the very first match of the round of the season against Quakers Hill Juniors. The second yellow he got.
I mean, we're only 15 minutes in, but I'm shocked the way Marong is set up here. When they go to clear the ball, they can't even get forward because their strikers even gone back defensively now. So if you have a look here, there's no one up top at all.
You're exactly right, and that would be great if they weren't already 1 goal down. And, hey, what's the record that Doonside said on the podcast? 3.5 years since they last had a lead and lost a football match. So the bookies might say this is already over, as Dominici strikes directly at goal. Good hands by Oscar Osei. They call him Onana. That's a disrespect. And he'll boot this one long. That is a significant asset. Look at the pace of Harlocker. Marayong throw it'll be. It was super windy here earlier in the day, Matty Hubbard, but it's the perfect conditions for football this week.
Yes, thank God the wind has died down because it would have been pretty hard to play out there as a player if the wind's blowing for you or against you. It's tough to even, put the ball on the deck and pass it in the wind.
We might have a Julian Bombach to finally join us. Only the 23 minutes late. That's a fine in my books. Adomako. Afori tracking back. Marayong have not really been able to pass the ball more than about 5 times in conjunction. It's been a very, very strange start to the match. We are joined by the presence of the Holy One, Julian Bombach. Great to have you in here, my friend. I'll chuck you this microphone. It's always tough to get up those stairs without getting out of breath. That's something I struggle with, but that just says more about me than you. How was the Spartans game, just quickly?
Just looking at the scoreline, lads. What have I missed?
You've missed quite a lot, and I'll show you what you've missed in a couple of moments too. But firstly, here comes Ethan Iiken, who crosses the halfway line, and Samatua meets him. All 37 years of his footballing experience in that tackle right there on a young and like Iiken. And now he goes past Jake Taylor, and he sends it in behind. That was a centre-back's through ball there. Julian Byron Grandermange opened the scoring with an emphatic half volley, and then Jaden Zwerab arguably was lucky not to see red.
I'm being a bit facetious. I was tuned in as soon as the final was a win at Spartans. I quickly got in the car and was listening to the podcast, or the commentary, I should say. And yeah, I've heard those moments, but I can't wait to watch them back, especially the Jaden Zwerab one. That seems controversial.
Hugely controversial. We'll talk about it until the cows come home. But here comes Byron Grandermange. There was something around his neck. Byron Grandermange is left-footed as he is right-footed. And he has gone down and not won anything out of it. That was your call. It was a pen.
He needs to stay down there. He needs to stay down and just milk it, honestly.
So the big talking points, as this now sees a stoppage of play, the big talking point was that Ayman Abdul-Rasul, who played in the 21s game and has been the best 21s player in the league for the last probably 2 years now, 3 years even, injured himself last week, re-injured that same injury in the final, and now he's not here to play. So Haloka has started, but he's a very, very good player. Otherwise, it is as typical Doonside lineup as you could possibly imagine after the 2025 season. Afori's had a free kick off the back of what could have been a Zverev red card as well.
Oh, jeez.
There's been a couple of big coming togethers here
good.
too.
That's what you want, physical contest.
Cannot wait for Julian to see that last tackle by Jaden. Get his opinion as a coach.
Mark's getting it ready for me right now.
We're going to discuss it at halftime on an Instagram live stream, by the way.
Amazing.
So for all the viewers out there, it'd be interesting to see how Julian, as a coach at Quakers Hill, can give us our opinion of how both teams structurally set up and how to break each team down.
We'll get there in a sec. Let's let him have a look at this here. We're looking for his opinion. But first, actually, Michael Adomako looking to put one in behind. Michael Cody, well defended by Liam Howarth. That's the moment. That is the moment. Julian, your facial expression tells you that it's close.
Yeah. If there's... The only thing I will say there is that, I mean, you guys were watching it live. On the stream, the contact looks minimal.
It does, actually, when you look at it back. In fact, I don't even think it was Zverev either. I think it was Jordan Hannon.
It was Jordan Hannon. But, yeah, I mean, you've seen him given, right? So, look, if that's the benchmark, then that's the standard. Then, you just hope that a referee is consistent, which, Anthony Perello, good referee, hopefully is.
Cleared away, Jake Taylor. Matty Hubbard, bit stop-start in the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, it'll change. I think they're both feeling each other out here again. After the goal, it's kind of gone a bit quiet. Even the crowd's quiet here. We need Marayong to get a goal so everyone gets involved.
Push across the face of goal, cleared away there by, I believe, Hannon, who is, of course, on thin ice for the rest of the game. And I think the verdict is that that was the right decision to give the yellow there. I think some referees would have given it one way or the other. I've had a live chat come through that Oakville copped something extremely similar earlier in the season in a match of the round, and I remember that one very, very fondly. But hey, these are all great talking points that are all going to be remembered for a long, long time in this grand final.
Just look at the block here from Doonside, how low it is and how set it is. It's unbelievable. They're so good at this. I know Hubs has obviously mentioned that already on here, but it's just, they are experts at it.
Before he puts the ball in, it's cleared away by a flying Jake Taylor. Haloka on the turn. It was like a 180 bicycle kick of sorts. Turned on a dime.
From a coach's view, how do you break down that box?
I think from my perspective, you need to keep the ball moving from left to right. So you need to stretch them as much as possible, which is incredibly difficult. However, you just need to, in my opinion, switch it. If you can get both your 2 and 5 nice and high, be a little bit more aggressive with it, which Marayong were doing just then. I think that gives you the best chance of being able to do it. But realistically, it comes down to ball speed for me. If you move the ball quick enough, you will find pockets of space. And to be fair, Marayong have the quality to get in the half spaces and cause some damage.
Sounds easy in theory, but as we were just saying before you got on here, Doonside have not surrendered a lead to lose the game in 3.5 years now. And that is a frightening prospect because this grand final, by the letter of that law, might be over. I doubt it, though. Something tells me that there's more to come in this one.
I think the other thing with Doonside is they're just so dogged in defence. They always put a body, even when you create chances. I think I can probably talk the first game on this pitch of the season where I think the first half, respectfully, I think we had the better of the game, and I think Doonside were better in the second. But we had probably a hatful of chances, and we just...
Jeez, he's been floored.
Jeez.
Living a little dangerously now, he wins a free kick. Sorry to interrupt you there,
No, you're good. They just put their body in front of it, just in places where they shouldn't. It's just crazy.
Obviously, I mean, it probably comes down to combinations. They've had the same back line for, 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
So they all know each other well, so they know how to, sit structurally and box that back line so no one can get through.
Iiken goes down. I'm going to introduce BDSFA General Manager Owen Leave to come to the mic for his debut after 2 and a bit years in the job. Owen, it's been a super, super fast start. We've already seen a goal. How much fun have you had just watching this PL1 Grand Final?
Yeah, like you said, it's been a great start. I think, Marayong possibly unlucky not to have a penalty in the very first minute there. But, you know, it's obviously the ref's only got a split second to make the decision. I think they've, you know, like they failed to deal with that corner, and Byron obviously recovered to like finish amazingly.
Right, so Liam Howarth, you might remember, just a bit over 12 months ago, he got 2 match of the round free kick assists against Marayong, which made that score 3-1, then 4-1, knocked them out after they were the runaway premiers of the league. This is Liam Howarth going direct to goal through the wall and saved by Oscar Osei. Owen Leave, corner to come. But, yeah, I actually forgot about that first-minute penalty shout. It was literally in the first 5 seconds. Julian, something to talk about for you to catch up on.
Yeah.
But this has been super, super fun. But how good is Byron Grandermange, and what a finish it was, wasn't it, Owen?
Yeah, I think I called in to get the golden boot last year with the predictions in the office, if I remember rightly. Obviously, it didn't happen.
Did you put money on that, Owen, or?
No.
He's taken that corner too, and it's gone long. Owen, any tips for the rest of this game? Doonside have already got the lead, but what's your tip?
I don't know. I think you're gonna need more than one goal to win it. That would be my tip.
Just one more. I'll wait for this ball to go dead. I think there was an offside to be raised there. He's the free kick taker from a bit earlier, and Kelvin Afori gives it away. But just how does this compare to local slash... Actually, it's a really good ball. This is looking exactly like the 2022 Grand Final. But then Iiken has slipped over the pivotal moment, and Afori should be able to take this away and clear. Doonside just about recycling. They've kept it. Owen, I'll bring you back in a sec. Here goes Grandermange flicking it between his legs. He is so cheeky. But, Owen, how does this compare to semi-pro slash local football in New Zealand, and also, you know, what you've seen during your time of where you grew up back home in England?
So, I think in terms of the level, it absolutely compares with the kind of the lower end regional competitions in New Zealand from what I've seen in Blacktown. You know, the organisation of the teams, the fitness levels and the ability levels of the players, it absolutely compares.
Into a dangerous area again. Afori, the captain, the two-time reigning player of the year, clears it, and Josh Ross will probably do so more emphatically now. So yeah, it compares to local regional New Zealand football. That's a good start. As Couchy picks this one up, plays it square. Back to Alessi. Go again, Owen.
And yeah, back in the UK, I think it's hard to compare football in the UK to football in Australia and New Zealand. You know, there isn't anything really as of an equivalent like this. But I think, you know, like if you look around, even if you look around Sydney and the other district associations that are here, I think we've got one of the best Premier Leagues out there. It's absolutely incredible every year, and it never really fails to deliver.
Excellently done, Owen. We'll get you to come back another time, but thank you for your contributions here today, my friend. You are a stellar general manager.
Cheers, Mark. Keep it up.
Thank you very, very much. Matty Hubbard, you come back in here, my friend. Owen might be the GM and my boss, but you're a 10-time in a row grand final appearance maker. Kerrick losing out on the edge of the 18-yard box, looking for a foul. Which way will this be given? Oh, Marayong's way. Well, hang on. Was that in the box?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to call it, Jesus.
Well, this is almost the impossible angle for someone like Kelvin Afori. But if he can hit this with some outside whip, it's a frightening prospect to think about.
I think he's got to deliver it, hang it up back post, and just ask his players to, like Dylan Owusu, to get on the end of it.
Yeah, I think it's too hard to get it around the wall that close to the box. I think backstick's your option.
Tell you what, in the All-Star match 2 years ago, he went around the wall from about 10 yards further out, and he hit the side netting right up the top.
I don't even think they're 10 yards there.
Kelvin Afori, he opts to cross in towards the back stick. It was a cross that got their first goal in the 23 grand final, you may remember. 26 minutes into this one, it's been Doonside with the better chances, but Marong have had potentially some calls go their way.
Yeah, okay.
Well, some interesting talking points in the early moments of this one.
The one thing I'll say, just going back to Doonside's really good chance a moment ago with Iiken, he did his thing where he looks up at the sky and sort of asks for help. He needs to just keep his head in this game. He keeps his head in a game because he can let chances that he may have in another game buried, and he feels that, sometimes gets on top of him, just mentally.
Well, I'll just put a moment out there. When the mic's not being in use, just put it to the side, but make sure it tracks your mouth. Otherwise, it'll not pick you up. It's very, very, very sensitive. Thanks very much. As Couchy doing what he does, his diminutive best, and rushing in was Hannon, who then hit the deck as he crossed the halfway line, almost as if the line jumped up and tripped him over. I think we're going to head, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, so if you do have an Instagram account, which you all should, go and follow Blacktown_football, because we're going to charge onto the middle of the pitch and we're going to give you a halftime show where we just sit and discuss for 10 minutes or so, live on the BDSFA Instagram. We'll chat to some fans as well, and hopefully none of them tell us to, expletives. That'll be fun, lads.
What, they're getting told off and sworn at, or the...
That's usually the best part, right? That's why you go into the media. Well, challenge
Welcome.
coming in there.
We do have a crowd here. Finally, they're alive.
About time. There's cardboard cutouts aplenty. There's a life-size Matt Dudgeon. I believe his lovely partner Tamara
That's
brought
awesome.
that in. I'm not sure where she is. I'm sure she'll be down to our left. But if he makes a big save, we'll get Big Dudgeon on the screen, I hope. Well, this is Liam Howarth. Oh. That's not his greatest. Liam Howarth is a two-time reigning All-Star and left-back of the year.
I haven't seen Liam in probably a few weeks, quite a few weeks. He is hitting the gym, let me just say.
He's a big boy. He's a raver. So he's joined that cult of gym people, which I've been trying to join, but I forget to work hard. Good ball in behind, Michael Adomako, and it's just gone too long for him. Dudgeon, the cardboard cutout. There he is.
Greyhound of BDSFA had that covered. Jaden Zerb.
I would still argue that that's a clear push in the back. Good call, Antonio Pereira. I would argue that Jaden Swerve is the first name on any All-Star team list. The first, and if not, he's one of the first three.
Yep.
That would be my argument.
I'd probably agree with that.
Well, that makes me feel validated. 1/3 of the mark, 1/3 mark of the game, I should say, has now been crossed. A 1/3 that has dominated Doonside's way. Marayong have made a couple of chances here and there, but the best of them have come the way of the Hawk. Dominici missed out there. Couchy stepped in to try and avenge his midfield partner, and away they could go. Iiken's found the ball in behind, and he's quick, but Samatua has the better angle to the ball. He's going to try and cut past him. He got his touch wrong on his left side. Iiken's not had his best game just yet, but 11 goals this season in the league indicates that he just needs a moment, and he'll make it happen.
What would his goal-to-game ratio be then this year? Because he missed how many weeks? 6 weeks?
He's actually played, I believe, 12 or 13 off the top of my head.
Yeah, jeez. Okay, nice.
So he's still getting among the goals, don't you worry. He's got a free kick match of the round goal to his name. Add that to his LinkedIn CV, as that's a great catch in the crowd. Headed away comprehensively there by Josh Ross, who, of course, last time he played in a grand final was 4 Ponds against Marayong. And Marayong emerged the victors that day. You made a pretty good tackle last year, Matty Hubbard, on Kyle Dominici. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a good tackle. I couldn't keep up with him, and I only had one option. That was to take him down. I mean, but Kyle's a legend of a bloke. He was fine with it.
He is one of the nicest guys in the comp. Those two Dominici boys, I bet you they make their nonnas proud.
I mean, I seen Kyle when I got here at 6 o'clock, and he's already warming up an hour before the kickoff. So
and he's not even starting. He's not even playing. He's off the bench tonight in the number 40 jersey. So set pieces galore. Byron Grandemange picked up an Olympico against Marong earlier in the season. Flicked towards the front post. Here is Kyle, and Ross has clearly tried to flick out of there because he's been clearly comprehensively beaten.
Ball.
That was a bit cheeky by Josh Ross, but he is a bit cheeky, isn't he, Julian?
He can be. He can be.
Honestly, think Marong's got to get the ball on the deck and stop just kicking it long to their strikers.
Michael Adomako is that striker who's received it long. It's Michael Cody now into the box. Michael Cody into his right foot. He then loses it out. He tried to beat 1. He did 2, and then he couldn't do 3.
You got to fall there and you'll win a penalty 100%.
Striker goal blocked there by the hand, it seemed, of Liam Howarth.
100% Hubs. Took the words out of my mouth. He needs to go down there. He goes down there, it's a pen.
Touched or not touched, I think in that situation the ref will blow a penalty.
100%. I was actually just going to make a comment about neither here nor there, not a negative thing, not a positive thing, but it seems like from my perception that tonight, anything that you sort of yell loud enough for, you're probably going to get.
What's Dante Suarez got in his locker? Cleared away by Jaden Zwerib. That must be the 6 millionth time I've said this in the 5 years of doing this. Long, very high, looping throw in again. Calvin Ofori heads it down, smacked towards goal. Not sure why he was going direct there. Colborne, haven't really seen Colborne on the ball too much. That goes towards the back stick, kind of not that dissimilar from the game winner against Pons last week. That was Asim Tapa who was delivering that to Michael Adamoko, who scored that while injured. Oh, Iiken! Is he going to get the rub of the green as he always does? The magician in the grand finals. Under control, a little far from goal. Stabbed at goal. And out for a throw for the deflection, but Iiken doing his best there. He's an underrated hold-up player of the ball. He can really use that tall 6-foot-plus frame to hold off some other defenders.
I'm glad he's playing the 9 position. I've always seen him as a 9. Like when I heard that he was maybe playing... Oh, go on.
Flicked on towards Byron Grandemain, clear away by Samatua. Go on, Julian.
I thought he was being played as a 7 predominantly this year, more on the wing. And look, he can do a job, don't get me wrong. He's obviously got pace to burn, quality 101. However, I just see him, for those reasons, being able to hold the ball up in that situation, which isn't his absolute bread and butter, but he does it very competently.
So a corner now for Byron Grandemain. And yes, you were not seeing it wrong. He's been taking them ambidextrous. He's delivered it in with his left. It's a really good ball cleared away. Byron Grandemain on song. Trying to match the King Kelvin. Oscar Osei has gone down. Antonio Perella stopped that instantly. How grave is this concern? Hopefully Oscar is okay. 10 minutes left to go of regular time in this first half. There was about 2 minutes, I reckon, that need to be added on.
What would happen if he's down injured? Maybe Shearer might make a guest appearance in goals off the bench.
No, well, that would be something not quite welcomed if you're in green. Oscar Osei is, I would suggest, to my knowledge, certainly one of the favourites to win goalkeeper of the year this year for a reason. So we'll drop ball and restart. Ball delivered in, cleared away by Samatua. Alessi. Marcus Correa. Ball across the face of goal. Good ball too with his weaker left foot. There is Kyle. And there is, Kyle Ryan it was. In fact, get those two mixed up. That's okay. I'm sure they won't mind. They won't listen to this back. They barely own iPhones, those two. Chance for Kerrick in behind. And that's been blocked off. Haven't seen Kerrick do all too much just yet, other than potentially should have won a penalty. Ball that's gone straight in towards Correa. He tries to flick it on. Rossi was there first, though. To quote Kelvin Ofori, I just like my Rossi, man. In the podcast this week, away by Owusu. Alessi beaten to it by Colborne. Down goes Alessi, stays down Alessi. Patrick Oloka. No, that's a poor under-hit pass there, easily done for Geordie Hannon, who again is on a yellow card, don't forget. Strong there by Dylan Owusu. He was arguably one of the other first names on an all-star T-sheet, and then he's given it away, right on cue.
You're right, Hubbard. They are going super direct. They're going away from what makes them a good footballing side, Marayong, in my opinion.
Are they trying to play like Doonside Hawks? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it's just you got to play the space. Like you got to play space. If they're sitting a block, then the space is obviously the initial one in front of you. It's not in behind them. Obviously, they're set. So why do it? I don't understand it.
Josh Ross is going to get himself a booking before the end of this first half if it keeps going the way he's intending to. Played short to Liam Howarth. Wand of a left foot he's got, back by Correa to Jake Taylor. Good pass through the line there of Colborne. It's Dominici, plays it square, and it's Nick Counchy. That took a deflection, and had it not taken a deflection, that would have been rattling, I reckon, the bottom of that net.
I think this is what I'm talking about. When the keeper gets it, he's just going long, where I think if the right left back will stop a drop out and get the ball, Marong are a ball-playing team, but at the moment, it's Doonside doing all the ball-playing and Marong are just doing the kicking, I find.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Advantage play, but not really much of an advantage as Dominici comes to track his man once again. Holoka's gone from one side of the world to the other. He's a journeyman with that run. Wouldn't be a BSFA Grand Final without some crap box up the road of Eastern Road. There is it for this year. Always happens every time. Ofori loses out to Couchy unless he plays it quickly. Byron Grandemain just comes central here. Where's Iiken? He's a bit further ahead. Here is the King. Can he finally play the right pass? Cody, Michael Cody, running across this pitch, being tracked by Jaden Zwerb, still being tracked by Jaden Zwerb, still, and he's passed, and then he's caught up, and that's why he's the first name on my team sheet.
One-on-one defender, not a lot better in the league. Not a lot.
Frightening to think that Jaden Zwerb followed Doonside down to the second division when they opted to actually get relegated in order to rebuild their system. Since then, obviously, has been pretty prosperous since then. And finds a way to still be one of, if not the best defender in the comp. So, Ofori, one hand raised this time. A set piece for Marayong. Here's a chance for Marayong towards Kerrick, who scored last week from a corner. Into a dangerous area, allowed to bounce, cleared away by Byron Grandemain. Bounces once. Dante Suarez off of his left peg. Goes back to Nathan Samatua. A reserve grade regular for a number of years before being preferred back in first grade in his twilight years. 37 years young Samatua. He'll only play 80 minutes. Handball Marayong's way. You're cackling, Julian.
Just the indecision there from Anthony was just, quite funny.
So Marong have a chance. And guess who whips it in? It looks too deep for my liking. It is perfectly deep for Matt Dudgeon's liking. 5 to go in the first half. Jeez, that's a kick. Jeez, that's a real good kick. Samatua must win that one. He does. I thought Antonio was going to go for that one. Look at the free space. Couchy's got so much free space. Alessi, he's got free space. Byron Grandemain, forgive me. Now he runs diagonally towards goal. Iiken, 1-2 triangles. Beautiful. This is Doonside ball at its best. Front stick. Oscar Osei.
Marayong's negative transition is terrible.
Define that to a football for dummies.
Basically, if you lose the ball, track back. And there's about 4 or 5 players that were still trotting back at a leisurely pace when you're 1-0 down in the grand final and they're committing men forward.
Forgive me, sorry. I asked the question in the pre-game to Eli El Hakim, who stepped in for you, by the way. Did a good job too, by the way. And I said, would they be feeling the 120 minutes last week, even these 7 days later? And I wonder if that's the case, or if they just feel like they've already lost this game. Tell you what, they weren't too convincing on the podcast earlier in this week. I thought it was a bit of a disappointing show for both teams, particularly from Marayong, who should have been riding the wave of a really great victory over an adversary like Pons. A competitive rival, a friendly rival these days.
Yeah, it was a little bit tame from some people. I think Marcus always gives as good as he gets, to be fair. He's one of the biggest trash talkers. Tell you what, earlier this season, Sol and him went at it. Sol Surgeon and Marcus Carrera, probably the 2 biggest mouths in the league, and it was unbelievable. Get your popcorn out.
Both match of the round goal scorers, so they relate on something at least. Well won there by Jake Taylor, having a very good performance just quietly. Zwerb. Dooney ball. Good work here. Clear pull, clear foul. Marayong not at the party. And you know what? For all the scathing reviews we gave Pons for the first half of their grand final appearance last year against Dunside, I think the same thing has to be said for Marayong here. They have not looked anywhere near like the Marayong who deserved to win the who deserved to win the league title this year and have done for 3 years in a row. It has been uncharacteristic of them. And we'll discuss why on the Instagram live stream soon. We won't do it here.
I think the one positive thing Marayong can take out of this half is that for all Doonside's dominance, they're only 1-0 down.
That's exactly right. Kerrick is there. He's a good header of the ball. Holocka was lurking. And off he goes. Jake Taylor was wondering, hey, what do I do with the ball up here? Well, Couchy knows what to do, and Byron Grandemain is off.
Needs support.
These two won the first ever player of the matches in their respective All-Star matches. PL2 man of the match for Byron. Owusu PL1, player of the match. Owusu, clearly there a frustrated figure, Matty Hubbard.
Yeah, it's very interesting how this game's going. I think definitely if it goes in at 1-0, Marayong's definitely in the game. They don't want to go down at 2-0 at half-time, but they'll have to tactically change their structure to get back in this game. Otherwise, Doonside will just play him out of the game in the second half.
There's a chance here. Unfortunately, no, I'm sorry, Marayong, nowhere near assets. The best thing they can do is sit, I think, get to halftime, get in the sheds, rightfully get blasted by their coach and come out here a different team. Otherwise, this grand final is pony.
Yeah, it's definitely not over yet. I think Marayong just need one or two players to actually pick him up at the moment. I think they're just flat out there and there's like the intensity's dropped. So they just need one player to, I don't know, make a big challenge or do something to turn this tide pretty quick. And Marayong can score goals quick, so it's definitely not over.
No, it's certainly not over, but I want to see Marayong come to the party. Ross. Kerrick, there's half a chance here. Ethan Kerrick tries to knee it over his own head. Does so, but loses the ball. Howarth. Clean, good defending from both, actually, to be fair. Kerrick with the press. Howarth winning it back originally. Jake Taylor had an outstretched leg there. They're just shy of the box. Kelvin Ofori loses out to Byron Grandamange, who has the only goal in this game. Rossi in, tackled by his own man, cleared away. They help each other to their feet. Ofori beaten in the air. Down goes Kelvin looking for the free kick. They need to play this quickly. Doonside have half a chance. Here is Dunside quicker than Marcus. He is nowhere near as quick. Off goes Correa. Can he cut inside? Samatua tried to floor him. Hurt himself. Actually a perfect shoulder to shoulder. Samatua, kudos and flowers to you. Have a good defending, hey?
Yes, well done. I love that defending he's an old man like myself, 37. He's actually a good defender for his age.
Oh my gosh, Kelvin Ofori's injured. Kelvin Ofori's down. He's played it square. Doonside are going to go. It's Byron Grandamange from distance. Right, back to the problem at hand. Kelvin Ofori. I promise you his night is over. I saw the way he went down there. This is not good. This is not good if you're a Marayonga. Let's have a look back here on replay. Julian. That's not a good facial expression.
Nah. Yeah, when you go under an artificial turf pitch like this, with kind of no one around you, you kind of just misstep. It's not a good thing. And he went straight down and he clutched his knee. Yeah, it's...
Oh,
yeah,
no.
That's terrible.
Well, something tells me that he's just going to get up.
I think I've always thought this. I've never done my knee in a grand final. So I've always thought that if it was a grand final, it's your last game of the season, you've got a whole off season to recover. So just pump me full of painkillers, strap me up, I'll get through it.
Well, he's got half time within a couple of seconds. There was only meant to be 1 minute added on. He's going to go, I assume, to the sidelines. He's got 15 minutes to get treated. Boys, I might task you with making your way down to the pitch already. We're going to get ready for this live stream very, very soon. And I promise you, we will see you on the Instagram live stream, Blacktown_football. Myself, Julian, and Matty Hubbard will be there. We'll be taking fan interviews during it. But get excited because we're going on the Instagram live stream for the first time ever. And then we'll be back here for the start of the second half. But you won't hear from us until the first ball is kicked of the second stanza. Anyway, still seconds left to go in this one, though. Euphoria is still on the pitch, but moving very gingerly. We'll see what the verdict is. Right, we'll see you in 15 minutes. We're going straight to the live stream. Don't go anywhere. Or maybe even a tiny bit closer. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all enjoyed that live show. It's Mark and Julian for now, while Matty Hubbard does some classic networking down in the bleachers. Look, we're going to recap everything we just said in a couple of sentences. Julian, we were talking about their way back into the game, or Doonside's way to hold this game out. So I think we all know Doonside are going to be tough to score against in this second half, if history tells us anything. Look, I'm not going to get you to recap everything we talked about, but just give us maybe a sentence on what you said towards that last question I asked you.
Doonside incredibly quick on the break, and they will set back and look to find their three prominent goal scorers. Marayong need to stop going long and need to start playing football, get into the half spaces, and make this a bit more of a contest.
Right, Kelvin Afori is there, Matty Hubbard. So when you were busy giving out those business cards after the live chats, what were you chatting about to some of those fans out there?
No, I was just talking to a few of the Dooney players, and they're very confident that they will not lose this game. But soccer's a strange game. Anything can happen. Marayong get one, they might get two. But the longer the game goes on at 1-0, the gaps will open up, and I think Doonside may get the second or third if Marayong can't get one early. Perfectly well said.
And then this last half-decade would most certainly belong to Doonside in the big moments. As Jaden said, it's 10-9 on aggregate in the last couple of meetings between these two. They are relatively inseparable, if you like it, but the 5-0, if you basically count that out, which I don't think it should at this point because of such an outlying game in terms of its strangeness. Joshy Ross has just tried to put his foot through Nick Couchy there. Scored his first match of the round goal of the season and ever against Riverston. Jeez, look how hard Marayong pressed there. Jaden Zwerb saying, why wasn't I given a free kick in our favour?
Eventually he is.
Well, a fast start by Marayong's pressing standards, at least in that first half. They have a lot to prove to themselves. Is that Mubarak Saeed? So the 2023 Grand Final winning goal scorer, Mubarak Saeed's come on. Who has come off? Is the great question. Well, he's going to be sitting in at left back. Owusu Samatu or Josh Ross. So Dante Suarez off. And with the greatest respect, Mubarak Saeed is probably a quicker player. And when they watch Marcus get past Dante at the back end of that first half, I wonder if that had something to do with it. I wonder, just wonder. Chance. Big chance. One player's gone down. I think it was Grandemainge, but they won the ball in the process. Really well defended. Really, really well defended. Grandemainge just stayed down here, though, and now he's back up.
I think also with the Saeed change, it could be also like a double-edged sword for Marayong in the sense of he will provide maybe more going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's been a bit strange for me why Mubarak Saeed, who is, of course, a 3-time African Cup winner and scored a grand final winning goal, has got match of the round free kicks to his name, match of the round goals to his name, has not been able to buy a stance in the second half of this season. It's been an off one for him by his high standards. Iiken trying to keep it, turns towards goal, bangs it at goal, gets it again. Of course, it falls to him in the grand final. That's a bit of a poor pass. In fact, it's an incredibly poor pass out wide, hands to head. And that chance is gone. Matty Hubbard.
I think that's where Ethan's at his most dangerous, when you don't expect anything, when he's just turning and hitting balls. That's when he's got time on the ball in front of the box. I think he struggles a little bit, but when you don't expect anything, he can put in the top corner. We've got a Doonside mascot here now. The old hawk in front of us.
Isn't that something?
So, Hubs, then, in that sense, when you've played, obviously, Ethan quite a few times now, do you, with that being said, do you give him that space a little bit because you know he's a bit like that, or?
Yeah, every striker's quicker than me, so I find it, Ethan is just unpredictable. Same as Marcus, like, edge of the box, Ethan will ping one in the corner, in the back of the net, and then he'll get an open goal and he misses it. So it's kind of hard to mark him because you don't know what Ethan's going to turn up on what day. But, he's a great player.
This is the most frustrated I've seen Dylan Owusu, even heading into the back end of that first half. This is the most frustrated I think I've ever seen him. He is usually the most composed, smiling assassin out there. But that was a rare kick out of frustration in these opening 3 minutes of the second half. Well, a Dooney, Liam Howarth free kick towards the back stick. Iiken will keep it, and then kick it out.
I mean, all the talk's been about, obviously, Marayong and Kelvin, but I don't think he's been in the game. I think Doonside shut him down well, so you've got to give credit to Doonside's midfield.
I'm going to give credit exactly to two people, Daniel Alessi and Nick Couchy. Nick Couchy, I keep being told by Doonside players, he is the hardest runner. And you might have said at the start of the year, hey, who will Byron take out of the starting 11? Some might have said Nick Couchy. He is one of their first names on the team sheet. Look at this, for example, here. Look at this, for example, here, Couchy. And has he been fouled? He has been. Geez, he is good. For once, not a commentator's curse. I feel reprimanded.
Yeah, it's a good point, Mark. I probably would have been one of those people as well that, yeah, he would have been the natural person for me. But, yeah, wow. He was tough to play against this year, for sure.
Heads it on over Byron. The thing is as well, he is also keeping in mind, yes, there's been some injury concerns and some training issues, but he is keeping Kyle Dominici on the bench.
Yeah, there must be such a nice problem as a coach to be able to put Kyle Dominici on the bench. Just be like, it's fine. We'll be all right.
And the thing is, he doesn't even care about it either. He will not kick and scream.
Yeah.
I reckon he actually prefers it. I don't think he really wants to play. He's kind of like you, Hubs.
I think they've definitely changed one thing you can see. They're actually trying to play out of the back now and keep some ball to start this second half, where first half it was just kick it long. I mean, that's gone long, but they had nowhere else to go there.
I think as well, though, Hubs, long in that sense, it's okay because they've been able to invoke the press by playing short initially.
Every single 50-50, there is something being left in every challenge.
That's
right
better.
now.
This is better. This is better. Oh, that wasn't.
Colborne a little bit too slow there. Hit the ball. As Grandemain struggles to keep that one in, it goes out. 5 minutes into this second half. At least Marong are trying different things. I wonder what Kevy said. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall. Alessi. Couchy turning. Jaden. Doing it, Jaden.
There it is.
This will bounce once. Cleared away Samatua. There's a chance here. There's half a chance here if Iiken gets this ball. Samatua's done really well. Oh, Iiken, brilliant. That's so good. Wouldn't have done it if it wasn't a grand final, Iiken. Look at him, he's feeling it now. I'm pretty sure Jamison Kinwood's somewhere in the crowd laughing.
There's a bit of argy-bargy with the crowd. That's a bit better.
That's good. We like to see that. Come on, lads. Ooh. Not sure where that came off of Couchy, but it wouldn't have tickled. Bang, and Josh Ross loses a 50-50 for once. Where might this fall to? Baller Colborne doesn't want to lose it there. Iiken!
Come on, Ethan.
Inevitable!
Love it, son.
Straight in front of the crowd. Straight into a 2-goal lead. He led the press a minute ago. He leads the line a minute later.
That's my boy.
Ethan Iiken. It's another grand final goal. That is his 4th grand final goal in 3 games. And we're not done yet.
Well, to quote the great Ethan Iiken, I'm him. I'm him.
He is him. Mr. Grand Final. With a grand final moment. A game of moments. Marayong must respond quickly. But Ryan Colborne, for the second time in the space of about 120 seconds, he dilly-dallied with it under his feet, did not get it out of his feet. And for once, if you lose the ball as a 6, you've got your centre-backs behind you. He was the last man back. And that is why they are down 2-0. It is an individual error. And geez, it must burn for one of the best 6s the comp has seen in recent decades. But oh my word, isn't it good for Doonside? And the Hawks are now on the cusp, are now breathing down the necks of a historic, a maiden BDSFA double. It's not been done in a very, very long time. Wow. Squad depth, I said. Squad depth. Ethan Iiken.
Like Galliani said, you don't need squad depth when your 11 is as consistent as it is for Doonside, week in, week out. I don't think I've seen this 11 change in the times that I played them, or times that I watched them matching around, times I watched grand finals. It's like 1 or 2 changes, barely that. It's incredible.
Well, Iiken goes over to his coach. I told you I'd do it, Mr. Glenn. Well, I can promise you now, if this stays this way, Jaden and Glenn are going to have a very happy car ride home. I know that they don't always. Kerrick, off he goes. This is better.
He gets Maccas, for sure.
I think Marayong are going to start kicking and screaming pretty soon because nothing's going their way. They've got to try something different. Colborne's about to receive a yellow card. Yeah, here it comes. Marayong on the cusp of losing this game emotionally here. Listen to this. You got to track back, and it's exactly right. If I'm Marayong's back 5, which includes Warren Ball or Colborne, I am annoyed at my attackers there.
Yeah, but we still got like 30 minutes left in the game. It's a long time. I think Marayong just needs to get their heads back in the game, just relax a little bit, because if they get one, they can get another one, but they could absolutely kill their hopes at all and concede another one by fighting with each other here.
Third goal goes, and I'll put a house deposit on them winning the grand final, Matty Hubbard. I'll put a
The
house
problem
deposit
is,
on it.
if you look at Doonside, they pack with numbers. It's so hard. Like, every time Marong get the ball, they've got at least 2 or 3 Doonside players. It's just, it's crazy to watch how fit they are and just their pack they go in together.
Well, we're going to be seeing a whole lot of that for the next, 35 minutes or so. Ethan Kerrick, a frustrated figure there near Geordie Hannon. You know, you said something specifically. You said they need to get their heads back in the game. I don't think outside of the first 15 seconds when they had that penalty shout, their heads have really been in this one. And I really want to know why. And some might actually say this sounds like a bit of a wishy-washy thing to me, to be perfectly honest. But I really wonder if I'm going to buy into it this week. It's going to be now. Did they play their grand final last week? I mean,
I wouldn't go they played their grand final last week. I think it's, as I said at the start of the game, some players play their grand final before they turn up. I mean, I've been in 10 the last straight 10 finals, and I mean, we haven't turned up in the last 4 kind of thing. So I feel for Marayong, but the game's definitely not over. But credit to Doonside so far.
Long kick, Oscar Osei. They've made some good chances from his long kicks so far. Want to see more of Michael Adamoko?
It's, for example, just there, there's 3 Doonside players around 1 Marayong player.
Handball. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, Jesus.
Holy smoke.
He's gone. He's got to go. He's got to go. No. He's got to go there. He's got to go there.
The linesman's seen it. I think there's got to be a red card here.
Nathan Samatua was about
the lino's seen it. The lino's seen it.
I told you they are losing this emotionally, but Jake Taylor has pulled Nathan Samatua, who is 13 years his senior, into an emotionally challenged kick out, and Samatua is about to be off the pitch.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it's the wrong card. He's saying, look at the damage. The stud.
Like, I can completely understand.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's got to go, right? He definitely has to go. No way in the world is that a yellow card. Sorry, like, no disrespect to Marong, but, like, that is an atrocious decision.
But does it come back to that first challenge of the game with Anthony's, standard here? There could have been a red early on, so maybe he's just trying to keep everyone on the park today. So I say give credit to the ref for not sending anyone there. Let's keep everyone on the park today.
Yeah, you might say Dunside were fortunate to keep a player on the pitch. Now you can potentially say that Marayong are fortunate to keep a player on the pitch. But I think with decisions like where you're running through on goal and maybe there's a player who's covering, maybe there's a player who's not. Was it last man? Was it not? That was a kick out towards the face of Jake Taylor, and there's strong reason to suggest that could have been a shade of red. But this is very quickly losing control. This is very, very quickly losing control. We're on the cusp of something a whole lot worse coming, I do think, and I really hope these players can pull themselves into line. Lots of feeling in this one. But some uncharacteristic flashes of anger from players that we usually see are so composed and well-spoken.
No.
Kevy and Shia need to calm their boys down, and that's a real hard task when everyone's seeing red. Figuratively.
Oh, put it through.
Half a chance for Kerrick to get the ball out of his feet. Kerrick still trying to keep it. 21 years old.
I got it.
Wow. Ooh, gosh.
Well, that's a lucky souvenir for somebody on Eastern Road.
It's a brand new Deploy Grand Final gold-coated ball. And it's, it's been donated to BISP.
When do you look to the bench, Julian, when you're down 2-0?
I think you need to change it right now. I think you've got 30 minutes left in the game. You're 2-0 down. I think you need to be aggressive with it in the sense of how you do it, because it's difficult because you've already brought on Saeed. So maybe you... Look, Marayong usually go into a 3 when they have the ball. So maybe you just set in the 3 constantly, commit the men forward and gamble. But you are leaving then literally 3-on-3 with arguably the best front 3 in the league.
Oh, what a ball across the face! And cleared a 4-y. Marayong counting their lucky stars. Not for the first time in the last 5 minutes. Zwerib, 1 match of the round goal to his name in the 5 years we've been doing this. Towards the back stick. And that's why he's a centre-back. Jade, I know you hate that. There's a TV in the Zwerib backyard where they're going to go watch this game after they win, I presume. And I hope he hates that moment because it'll get a laugh out of his teammates. Jake Taylor, by the way, just 30 seconds ago or so, gestured to Antonio Perello. He did that sort of prancing horse motion, which is a suggestion of a kick-out. So he's still arguing that case. Chance. What are Marayong doing out the back?
Just keep the ball, Doonside.
Back here to the GOAT of Grand Finals. Lovely to Alessi, who got a foot underneath the ball that probably took a bobble on this not so new surface, which is getting redone in the off-season. We'll take a look at some of the Facebook and YouTube live chats that have come through in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, here comes a card.
Who's that for?
Ethan.
Doonside faithful loving that one. Rightly so. Matty, how did the finger review go with the
Yeah, so I've got the pin out now. If we made the grand final, still would have been a struggle to play this week. But, the pin's out and resting up now and be full-time commentator next year, not player.
There is full-time commentator next year, you say. I'm happy to give it up to you.
No, I'm not taking your role. Assistant, I said. Assistant.
Long ball that comes in. Chance here. If Dunside can find a loose, stray ball. There is a pretty general consensus in the comment section of our Facebook live chat about... Oh, gosh, hang on. There's a pretty general consensus about what the decision should have been potentially a couple of moments ago on Nathan Samatua. You be the judge. You be the judge. I, as always, will remain impartial. I never give opinions on anything in the Blacktown Premier League.
Jeopardy Jets.
Yep,
Doonside depth.
That's a bad one. Keep it going. Hey, your alliteration's on song today. My English teacher certainly not rolling in her grave. Wow.
I know we're watching a grand final at the moment, but can I just say PL2 grand final last night? Excellent watch.
Thank you for raising that. Late call here.
That's what Julian said. If you yell, you'll get a free kick today. That's what Rossi just did. 5 minutes later, he's just won a free kick.
Great pickup, Matty Hubbard. You'd be a great lawyer. You pick up on everything, don't you? Yeah, miss a beat, hey. So let us know in the comment section, by the way, if you want to see another Instagram live, we're happy to do it after the final whistle is blown. I would be more than happy to lead that. We'll get some captains and some key players onto it as this ball is delivered in. That's a really good-looking ball, and Dudgeon makes his first significant contribution of this second half. But yeah, let us know. Let us know if you want to see another live, but you have to let us know in the live chat or we won't do it. Julian.
You hit the nail on the head there, Mark. We're 64 minutes, so we've played just about 20 minutes in this second half, and that was the first time Dudgie's really touched the ball.
I wonder if he's cold.
Get him a jacket.
There was a certain player from Doonside who I was from Ponds who I was chatting to. I'm not going to give his name up, but he said every time Doonside win a foul or a 50-50 or whatever, the entire bench and the entire 11 and the entire technical area go up in a roar. And he said, it frightens me. And I said, you know what, fair enough. And I'm happy that you're willing to admit that. And there's something about Doonside in these big games where these big personalities come to the front. But now, might that finally be changing? Handball was the claim, and perfectly timed for those Marayong defenders who wanted an easy break out of there. So, a sub to be made. So, Ryan Colborne will come off. Number 4 is Wal Reese. That is an interesting change. Defensive-minded midfielder for a defender.
Double sub.
Double sub, double drop. 14 is Kerrick. Big call after his goal last week, but on a yellow, potentially the young'un with a bit of emotion. They're saying, no, goodbye. And I'm sure he won't like that one. But a change.
Is it just me, or there's 2 players come on and they've both gone to the back?
Yeah, it's a little strange. I'm asking the question of who is winning this match. I'm going to assume that's number 24, Ane. I'll confirm to you in a moment. If it is the 24 on his back, you'll know exactly who it is. Well, here is Dylan Owusu, sending it long. Marayong long. Ane, of course, scored a goal in the 21's grand final 2 years ago, back in 2023. When they beat Tigers 4-2, which birthed a phrase that I've continued to use ever since he's played. So good they had to name him twice. His younger brother, a cock, played today and was also a victor in the grand final that he played. So the Ane brothers are quite good as Michael. Domaco towards the near post. It's spilled. Marayong are in the game. We have a contest. We have a contest. Patrick Kaloka, I believe it was, who steered it home. Dudgeon makes a rare handling error. The cherry picker with the safest hands in the comp, some say, spills at the near post. Adomako combining with his strike partner. And Marayong, Matty Hubbard, don't count them out.
No, I told you, 1 goal. Obviously, it's changed the game now. Marayong will get back to them and go on the attack. And obviously, Glenn's gone straight to his bench after that. He's going to make a sub here.
Michael Cody has a grand final goal. It's Michael Cody with a grand final goal. Michael Cody, whose last grand final goal was against Tigers in that 21's grand final we were just yapping on about. He has already his 7th career match of the round goal, Michael Cody, at age 23. And with 23 minutes to go, we have the grandioso, the contest to end all contests. We have a 1-goal game in the grand final. And we have an invigorated Marayong and a slightly shell-shocked Doonside Hawks, Julian.
Oh, that's a foul. Yeah, there's a sub there from Doonside as well. Jordan's come off, Kyle Dimitri on, and it looks like Daniel Lissi's gone back to stopper next to Jaden, looks like.
Ball playing centre-back.
And Jake's rolled out to right back, it seems.
Jake on a yellow card. Jordan was on 1-2. Geordie.
I think Dudgy, look, I love Dudgy. I think he's one of the best keepers, if not arguably the best keeper in the league. He'll probably look back at that and be a little bit disappointed, I think, that he hasn't tipped it away. He's tipped it right back into danger. But, look, yeah, something out of kind of nothing. We're talking about that he'd only touched the ball maybe once this half before then, so maybe that's been a factor.
Marayong have got 15, 20, even 25% more of a spring in their step in these last 5 minutes. We'll see if Doonside can meet them in the middle. Ooh, Ross. Well, he probably could have been yellow carded earlier in the game. He's still not going to be yellow carded here. But apparently you need to kick someone in the face twice in order to get sent off in this grand final.
Looks like Ross has gone into defensive midfield here too.
Yep.
Well, he's been playing there towards the back end of the regular season. He hasn't played there since the finals. But Ane, Mubarak Saeed, the 2 fullbacks, Wal Reese has come in as well. A centre-back and a right-back change in a grand final. Only Kevi and Shiaku can cut something so devious as that. So strange as that. But that's why they're 11 and 7-year servants of the technical area, respectively. So Kyle Dominici and Ryan Dominici on the same pitch. It's like 2 atoms joining together. Ooh, and that's what Marayong needs. Just that little moment there. Hey, boys, this grand final isn't going anywhere. I hope you told all your nearest and dearest it was going to be a long one. We might be going into the night with this one.
Oh,
Everything's going Marayong's way, and then Josh Ross gives it away. He's about to get himself a yellow card if he's not careful. Mubarak Saeed beaten to it by Byron Grandermange, who's full of running. One of the fittest players in the comp. Oscar Osei punches it away. Marcus Smokem Correa.
Offside.
Offside. It would have been surely.
No,
someone
on the line.
so
Wasn't the goalkeeper ahead of the player on the line, perhaps? I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. We'll have to watch it.
The
back.
linesman said there was someone on the line.
There you go. So it would have stood. It would have stood. We'll watch it back in a moment.
If the score stays 2-1, when do you sacrifice a defender and push another one higher?
And A is a winger by trade. He can play higher. They want to move to a 3-back, but Mubarak Saeed isn't really a centre back. So you'd imagine Josh Ross will push back into the back 3 at that point.
Like I was saying, Hubs, I mean, look, I would have done it basically when you asked me, which was, I think, the 62nd or 63rd minute. I think when you 2-0 down in a grand final and the momentum's kind of getting away from you, obviously that's switched now, but I think that's when you realistically need to be brave and make changes tactically. But, you know, it's difficult because it's always a catch-22.
Obviously, if you haven't done it now, you won't be able to do it now because they've got momentum now.
Just want to give a shout out, by the way, to a man who is watching right now, Danny Boozers, from covering 21s to the reserve grade game, and I've heard his call for what proved to be the winning goal. Unbelievably good moment for those Dooney boys to hold on to and cherish forever. Danny Boozers, thank you for your contributions. Ooh, Marayong technical area up in arms, which, considering Shiar's knees and Kevy's hip, that is a hard thing to do quickly.
There's an able-bodied person between the two of them, but just not both. They don't mind that. I get along with them pretty all right.
Most certainly they'll be okay with it, especially if they win this game. Maybe not immediately after the fact if they weren't to get the win. There's a handball there by Dylan Owusu. Here's Walid Rees, 4-time African Cup winner, 1 time most recently last year as a coach. His first time endeavouring into the coaching world.
So it's almost like they've gone into a back 4 and then split the 2 centre-backs and then sending the 2 and 5 higher to maybe push them further back.
To those who might not have as big a ball knowledge brain as you, 2 and 5 is the...
Right and left back.
Yes, it is. Ooh, this could be big.
Oh.
Jake Taylor on a yellow has to be careful. Haloka. Oh, he played the wrong pass there.
Oh, he didn't look over his shoulder there.
Wow.
Big wow. Alessi launches. Doonside long ball. Ooh, missed by Owusu of all people. Here is Mr. Inevitable. And he gave it away. But no one around
I think
him.
he got a shot first time there.
Yeah.
He did it last year in the final.
King Kelvin Afori.
Dunside is still really well numbered up.
Sorry, there's a lot of space here. Well, Byron ran into where there were a lot of numbers. Iiken stabbing it with the Trivella. Oh, it's a shot on target legally. 18 minutes to go. Forgive me, go on. Oh, you called him for it short. Antonio Perella getting Kelvin Afori's way. He'll feel hard done by. Not been Kelvin's best night. I wonder how that knee's moving. But Dunside doing a really good job to close him down. So, number 7 is Ashim Tapa, who assisted the winning goal last week. Off comes, I'm assuming that says 16, so Paddy Haloka comes off. He was not the goal scorer. It was Michael Cody who tapped it home from an improbably small range. That has made this game 2-1, that has cut the deficit in half. Doonside leading 2-1 thanks to Ethan Iiken and Byron Grandermange. And I tell you what, bet you could have predicted that at the start of the year. Ethan Iiken and Byron Grandermange in a final. Saeed, great ball! Oh, he's got that
offside.
I
right.
don't know if he was.
Luckily offside.
Looked like a pretty well-timed run.
Looks like Marayong, when they get the ball wide, they can get in behind Doonside because it's hard to play through the middle for a Doonside because you'll see they'll have 2 holding midfielders. They'll block that out, so I think Marayong got to keep going wide.
What do you think, Jules?
No, look, I agree. I think the width will kill them because they look to obviously protect the centre of the park. Rightfully so, that's fine. But if we start to... Oh, geez, I don't know what happened there. A little bit of afters. Who's gone down? Is it Marcus?
Yeah, it's Marcus, but he's off the field. They're asking to play on.
Fair call, I think, actually.
Josh Ross is seeing red. Kyle Dominici. There's your mate, Matty. Here he is again.
What a play to come off the bench, but...
Yes. Probably not at full match sharpness. Only a couple of games to his name this year. The 27-year-old, two-time All-Star, former Sydney United and Spartans representative. Tore his MCL in the match between these two in a match of the round, no less. Well, that's fortunate for Matt Dudgeon and Jaden Zwerb and Daniel Alessi. Only made a handful of first-grade appearances. Very, very small number of starts this season in first grade for Kyle Dominici. Samatua, some may argue, shouldn't have been there to win that header. 15 minutes left to go.
I think we'll see another goal in that 15 minutes. I'm not sure who to.
This is the most common scoreline in the last 3 years. I've been told by all the Dooney boys that Jake Taylor's a really, really good right back. As Kyle Dominici I thought he was going to do what he does best. Look at how quick Marayong trying to play.
That's better.
It is. And the ball comes inverted. Off goes the King, batted into, in front of the Dooney technical area. Sorry, how's it not a yellow card? At what point is that a yellow card, even in the grand final?
Yeah, if he's bouncing off the ball there.
But look at all the Dunside players that have come back. Sorry to interrupt you, Julian. I'm just passionate about these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Look at how many Dooney players are now back behind the ball as a result of that. I don't know. Things to think about. Delivered in. It's a really well floated ball. Owusu was there. Well, Reese is there too. Not an unusual goal scorer. Well, the audacious attempt into the box. Josh Ross.
Corner.
And it will be. The King will trudge across to take this one.
Jeez, imagine if they score here.
I
Grandstand finish.
I would suggest that Marong will go on to win the game if they were to do that. Kelvin Afori will deliver this. One hand raised. Out swinging ball, low and flat. Cleared away by Byron Grandemanger, who was then taken out after he kicked the ball. An A&A back in. An A&A still. Thought you had to wear a undershirt that was the same colour as your jersey. Never mind. Byron Grandemanger opened the scoring in the opening minutes of the game. Sending it into a dangerous direction, but getting the execution a touch wrong. 13 left to play.
The deeper the game goes, it looks like Doonside's sitting further and further back here. Marong just get the ball and play it out wide. They'll find the pockets here.
Marayong, the late goal masters. Have they got another one in them?
Good tackle.
Final game of the season. That's really good, Michael Cody.
Free kick.
That's quite clearly a foul. And Dooney will be able to take the sting out of the game. Seems nonsensical to me that Marayong and particularly Josh Ross, but also their fans, are getting in the ear of the referee. They've had a lot go right their way in this second half. Not a lot go right their way in the first, though. But that is quite clearly a foul there. And there's no need to make the referee feel like he's got his back against the wall, against the green wall, when it's quite clearly a foul. Two Dooney players down. Both of them now back to their feet. One of them clutching the back of their head there, and that might be Kyle Dominici.
I think it's Jake Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you know. That's why I've got you here. You just got a bonus, Matty Hubbard.
It's about the time he normally gets tired after playing his 18 holes of golf in the morning, Jakey.
He does do that. He does do that. He's also got a puppy who he has named Schooner.
That's so good. That's unbelievable. What type of dog?
Kelpie? I've got it written down on my messages somewhere. That was a crazy comment coming from someone in the crowd. I hope you didn't hear that, French. There's a comment that's coming from a man called Hayden McLeish. It's a wonderfully eloquent sentence. It says, Josh Ross is impervious to cards. Love that.
Yeah, very nice.
Kyle Dominici. Ooh, I think it took a deflection off someone's forehead. Jake Taylor's back on. To an array of boos in front of the Marayong faithful. Kyle Dominici. Oh, he's just been upended.
He's jumped into him there.
Kyle Dominici not quite riding the challenge.
That could be his sore knee there.
Marayong are never ever going to stop, and why would they? On they go. This is a grand final. No time to make friends. And A is quick, and he has fresh legs. He did not play in the 21's grand final, and there was no resis to be a part of. Kyle's testing out all those different injuries and angles that he's gotten wrong in the last 2 years. He's suffered through hamstrings, through quads, through the MCL tear. He's back here in the grand final for his first match of the round appearance of the year, and he's already feeling it. And in fact, you might have said it was one of his gummy knees. I think you might be exactly right, Matty Hubbard.
Imagine Marong went on and scored there. Imagine the blow-up from Doonside.
Fair play, in my opinion, if they did. I mean, look, did they stop for Kelvin? I can't remember.
The referee stopped.
The referee stopped.
Oh,
But I just want to...
later, yes.
Just some, fireworks, and it would have been interesting
it
to
would have
see.
been great.
Kyle's not okay.
Yeah, that didn't look good. I actually think he's kind of done it himself in a little bit there. I do feel like he's tried to jump into the player a little bit.
Have a look back at the replay here, which we are doing now. We'll annotate it for you. Yeah, you're exactly right. So he's predicted the challenge and almost predicted the contact and tried to anticipate it, and he...
I'm not saying it's not a foul. I'm not saying anything like that. I just feel like he may have actually done a little bit more to himself by the way he anticipated the challenge.
He's not okay.
This is a tough scenario for Dunside. I mean, look, we're adding on time here, probably close to, you'd have to be 5 or 6 minutes, right? In terms of added time.
Easy.
So, yeah. I mean, if you have to take him off now, I mean, who do you who's left on the bench that can realistically do a job?
Obviously, it would be a shame to see him go off after, it's taking him a long time to recover from his injury. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. He's a player you want to see out on the field.
Most certainly.
Enough of that, Matt Pelleson on the chat.
It's a fine, I think.
Yep.
So
He's up.
He's up on his own terms, but his night is done. And look, I don't want to say or produce too much naysay right now, when my emotions are quite high as well. But I wonder if that will be the last we see of Kyle Dominici. 27 years old. He's had now 2 interrupted seasons due to injury. Marayong seems to be his bogey team. They've been forced into a change. Zach Salturaga, I do believe, who was, of course, a part of the halftime chat, scored the ceiling-winning goal in the reserve grade game for Doonside. We've already won a grand final here tonight.
So would you anticipate that he pops into midfield, or does...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He's most certainly... He's a long-distance marathon runner who posts all of his Strava results on his story, and he's very, very good at it. The number 21, Zach Salturaga. Another player for Doonside's gone down.
Is that
It's
Iiken?
Iiken.
He'll be fine.
Standard. He's got to go down at least once a game.
So Kyle Dominici must have fallen awkwardly on his landing. Good touch by Kevy in the technical area there.
Might have to sub himself on.
That's the other hip gone.
him and Shia just playing walking league in the BDSA Premier League 1 grand final, if they were to come on up top. What's happening in the middle of the park? Salturaga and Josh Ross. Keep an eye on those two. Great to watch. Ashim Tapa, I do believe.
Good football. Good solid football there.
Sting of the game. I wonder if it will turn to it. Here is brother of Kyle, Ryan, batted into here by Michael Cody. Ball sent long. So 7 minutes left to go, but at least I reckon 10 to play. At least, very least. This will hurt. An A. Coming down. Foul. Called straight away by Antonio Borello. Kyle Dominici lucky to not have his ankles trodden off there.
Jeez. Bit more space now for Marayong.
Yep. Doonside sitting a whole lot deeper. Grandin Mange, who's known for his work rate. A very high pressing forward. Leading a lot of that press, dropping into what looks like left midfield for the time being. Free man in Mubarak Saeed.
That's what you normally see of Marayong, taking charge of the ball here.
Just keep your head there, Kelv. That's so uncharacteristic for him.
Yes, very unusual for Kelvin, one of the best players in the comp. I think he's definitely been off tonight. I'm not sure what's wrong, but he's still a key player that could turn the game at any stage, like he did last week against Ponds in that extra time. One key moment won him the game.
Give him a set piece, 30 yards from goal. And watch how quickly the fingernails are chewed. Very appreciative of you two guys making your way up here to, you know, technically be working during what should be a leisurely grand final watch. I really do appreciate it.
My pleasure, mate. I'm sure Hubs is the same. It's awesome.
It's a bit different. First year not being on the field.
Iiken, Correa, looking for Saltaraga, who's already a happy-go-lucky forward tonight with his
First
Rezzy's
time.
goal.
Oh.
Doonside have weathered that Marayong storm that came sort of before and a couple of minutes after the goal that they got back, but it seems pretty even since then.
Because Doonside's structure's changed now. They go 3 up front in to start the game, but now they've only gone 1 up front and virtually 9 defenders in a way.
Yeah, I was saying that.
Oh! And at what point is he going to be carded? That is at least his 8th foul. It's at least the 8th foul. But he's been booked. Mr. McLeish in the comments section. You have your comeuppance. This is a great game. This will be one that gets talked about until the next grand final. Dominici. Ryan, that is. The only one on the pitch. Header at the back stick.
To be fair, Hubs, on that, I think realistically, I actually feel like they went into that at times, even in the first half, where they went into almost like a 4-5-1 when they don't have the ball. So like they really are just leaving Iiken basically to, if they do end up picking the ball up, trying to just send it into his feet.
But obviously it's worked for a long time, so that's, I mean, Glenn does well with the change of formations all the time, and each player that changes, they know where they've got to be all the time. Like they're never out of place or get caught in pockets where they shouldn't be.
Half a chance here. Saltaraga got it wrong. Well, Reese. Afori looking for a moment.
Just take the space in front of you. You don't have to. It's a good ball, but.
Dooney look a tiny little bit fatigued. Tiny little bit fatigued. Jake Taylor isn't. Wow, the Dooney block. This is prime Mourinho.
Wow. Look at it.
The bus.
1, 2, 3.
Hitting hope. No hope on that occasion. Kelvin Afori playing like a metronome at the base of the midfield right now. Looking to deliver a ball in, I'm sure. Right, a challenge, win a free kick perhaps. Mubarak Saeed, the hero last time they won a grand final.
Oh.
Marcus Correa's quietly had a really good game of football. Oh, this will be fun to watch. Rossi not getting involved now because he knows he's on the yellow. Although will he have to do 8 more fouls to get his next one. Michael Cody, cued on by the crowd. Josh Ross plays it long. Michael Cody, capable of brilliance. Can hear Glenn Zwerb just saying.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry about that, French. There's no hiding all the stuff that's just come through. Apologise for that to those watching at home. I will write it down in my notes for next year to move the Marayong tent a little further away next time. But I remind them of the 50th minute. Kelvin Afori plays it first time out wide into an area where he knew
Good
Michael Cody
touch.
would be. And A&A is quick, but Liam Howarth is quicker than you.
Jeez.
Samatua, 37 years old and still on the pitch. After a full first grade season.
Forward.
It's not quite panic stations yet. There's 2 minutes left to go in regular time. But Marayong are getting very close to the end of their season without that grand final trophy. Clear yellow card for Dylan Owusu coming here.
Oh.
Well, Nick Couchy, I want to give him his flowers again.
If the score stays 2-1, who are we thinking for man of the match?
That's a great question. Let me think about it for a second, but just let me use this time as well as someone now with a Maltese passport to his name. Hamrun Spartans making the UEFA Conference League, first Maltese team to make any European competitions in the history of Maltese professional teams. Nick Cauchi is Maltese, therefore that is a good thing. Swereb puts that ball in, wow, okay, deep. Forces Oscar Asay into a save. Man of the match, is Ethan Iiken going to get another one? I don't think he can give it to him this time.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think if he'd scored the double and even been as quiet as he is off the ball, then yeah, probably. I actually think Cauchi's not a bad shout. Marcus is another one, to be fair. He's done really well. He's done a lot of the hard running for the front three.
Worked his buttocks off, hasn't he, Matty Hubbard? Marcus Corral.
What about does Byron get it for his cracker of a goal?
And his work rate too on the other side of the pitch. The only issue is we're not seeing it underneath our eyes in this second half. Yeah, certainly a possibility. Certainly a possibility. Samatua off. So 7 minutes of added on time. Did Samatua go off and who came on in his place?
Mamush
Aguirre? If it's the number 23, you'd be correct in saying that. A first match of the round appearance in 2 years for the former Pons man.
I think he's been out for that long with injuries.
He has. He had to wait a long time
That's
for
a foul.
surgery.
Oh, throw the numbers up. Throw the keeper.
Well, Mamush Aguirre is well over 6'2". Into the box he goes. Wal Reese, well over 6'3". Into the box he goes. Dylan Owusu, well over 6'1". Into the box he goes. Kelvin Ofori, the king. Can he get the whip right? Wal Reese! Oh, Marayong!
Saying offside.
The offside flag! Dooney have a saviour! Dooney have a saviour! And it's an offside flag! A piece of fabric has never been so loved in the history of world football.
If no one touches it, can you be offside there?
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Unless he impedes the play properly.
Have a look back. Have a look back.
He does. Look, if he's offside.
Yeah, fair call. Fair call. Give it to the linesman, I think, there. I think that's Glover over there. He'll be copping a bit over there, but well done.
No, that is, in fact, a young referee, Kalen Thompson. Kalen Thompson.
Red card, is it? To Kev?
Kev has huffed and puffed. Has he been sent his marching orders?
He's gone.
Well, he's not.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. He has his Ibi Sweden moment.
Ibby will love that one.
Kevin Guerrero, 11-year servant of Marayong, sent off. And his parting wish in the 2025 Grand Final is kicking a plastic chair onto a plastic pitch. That is a tale that will be talked about for a long time. And in 6 months, in the first podcast of the year, promise you I'll ask him about it. A red card is shown in another grand final. Wow.
Look, just after all that chaos, watching it back about 3 or 4 times, it's the correct decision. He was offside.
Well done,
marginally.
referees, and well done to you for picking it up really well. Iiken, Owusu.
Oh.
Iiken doing so well to ride all these challenges. He's up past Owusu. To Spacey for Marayong, who must be egged on. We're into 2 of 7 minutes. Plenty of time to go. There's a lot of green in the box.
Oh, no.
Should have gone down, Michael Cody. Wrong choice there. Plenty of time for Marayong to still rekindle this. Yeah, a red card for their coach. They've got all 11 players, though. Cody with a high foot.
Should have taken him on the line. Oh.
2 balls on the pitch. Did a crowd member throw that on?
It was a little Doonside fan.
Chance here, Adomako turning. Cleared away. Dunside have got a lot of minutes of defending still to do. Marayong, panic stations. Josh Ross, how's your delivery, son? To the back stick. And away that one goes.
Ethan, get in forward into the corner, son.
He's going to foul him here.
Ane stands him up well. Kelvin Ofori in strong. Ane, oh, jeez. And then just pumped forward. Someone kicked off the ball there. Oh, and Owusu slipped. Iiken missed the grand final. Missed the grand final still. Standing up. Shooting.
That's
penalty. What?
What's he doing? Free kick to Marayong.
No, sorry,
wow.
What?
I don't know what I'm watching.
What's going on? I don't think anyone knows. I think you got to have a word to the liner there. I don't know what the free kick... Offside? Definitely not. What the actual...
The offside flag wasn't raised.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a drop ball. He's just played it out of his hands. I'm sorry.
Oh, now what's going on?
He's lost control of the game.
This is an absolute farce, and we've not got an explanation. What on earth has happened here? There have been controversial decisions on both sides for both teams. Let's see what happens here.
So what?
I am utterly perplexed at what is going on. I've got no idea. I've not seen anything this up in the air in the 5 years I've been here. In any match of the round or any game I've just watched on my own time.
Oh,
I've
here we
never seen
go.
anything
Something's going to
like
happen
this.
here. Yellow card.
He said, "Where's Wall?" I swear he said, "Where's Wall?" Wall Reese. So is this going to be given as a penalty now? Are we going to go all the way back at the other end for a penalty?
There's no VAR here.
No? Well, a yellow for something that was said.
I don't know if anyone knows what's going on here.
Julian, be nice, Julian.
I'm really, really
Be nice.
trying. It's been a long year.
Flicked into the box. Marong still have plenty of time here. Something is brewing. There is chaos amid Blacktown Football Park. Something is in the air. Doonside doing all they can.
no.
It's a poor ball in.
Corner.
So Dudgeon took it over the line. Silly boy.
Send the keeper up.
Yeah,
There's
go
still
on.
3 or 4 minutes left to go. Because there was a massive delay for Kevy's red card.
Cannot wait to see the highlight for the kick of the chair.
It'll be on the lead of the podcast, thumbnail and intro next year. Kelvin Afori. Oscar, the only man in the opposition's half. Ball delivered in nice and high. It falls. It's cleared. Salturaga. Well done, mate. Delivered in
That's a good
Afori.
ball.
This is it!
Offside again.
Offside again. Great call, and if not, it's just a goal kick. Doonside fans doing everything they can to will their boys home. This is the greatest grudge match grand final I've ever seen. Wow. Wow. The chant's beginning. They're ready to bang at the top of that lid and sing their song for a second time tonight. This should be the last minute of added on time. But how many more minutes will be added on? Mr. Antonio, a foul quite clearly. Marayong, Amar.
It's got to be close to full time now.
Well, we are now past 7 minutes. Anything now is beyond just the discretion of the ref. It's
He's ready to
about
blow it.
the minutes, the seconds that added up. Now, on we go.
Yeah, I think there's got to be at least maybe 2 more minutes.
I think we should be getting to about 10 added on all up. So Marayong are going to have about a chance. About a chance. Maybe a half chance to craft something. It must come quickly. Push numbers forward. Dig deeper than you ever have before. And try and get yourselves into this grand final.
It's got to go in. Get it in the mixer.
Get it in, Wall. I feel like I'm trying to speak to him. It's a long ball. It's cleared away, Zwereb. 20 years serving
free
at the
kick.
club.
Free kick. Oh.
Whistle to the lips. Advantage, Doonside. Away they go. In behind, Byron will run to the corner. He would be dumb not to. Sliding challenge, Doonside throw.
There it
8
is.
minutes played.
There it is.
Doonside do a historic double. The greatest night in Dooney, maybe in Premier League history. A grand final of the ages with an age of moments to talk about. There was red shown, there were penalties not given, a goal not given, tackles flying in, one very unhappy set of fans, one that will be singing long into the Sunday AM. What a match of football. Doonside, 3-time champions. in the last 4 years. They own this fixture and they own these final series. A contest to behold. Julian Bombach, that last 10 minutes was freaky.
Chaotic, unexplainable, still trying to work out what happened with the Iiken incident. But, yeah, wow. Just what more can you say? Double Dooney delight, huh?
Double Dooney delight. Matty Hubbard, any chance you want to go back?
No, not at my age. But give credit to Doonside. It just shows, how close, tight-knit they are as a family. They've won reserve grade, won first grade. So as a club, you got to be, as all their spectators, they'll be over the moon. So well done to them again.
Before we talk about all of the things that we don't necessarily agree with in this game, let's talk about the things that went so right. Let's start with Byron Grandemanger's goal in the opening moments of the game. Matty Hubbard, you and I were there for that one, Julian, not just quite yet at the party, but tell me all about it. It was an amazing half-volley finish.
Yeah, I don't know. As I said, you were seeing the replay. He lost his feet to get back up and get in a position and time that ball like he did is unbelievable. I wish I could do that.
And then it was brought back into contention. No, it wasn't, forgive me, sorry. Doonside then made their lead double in the second half. You've coached him, Julian. He is Mr. Inevitable, Mr. Grand Final.
I actually just snuck a word into him just as I saw him before I made my way up after half time, and I just went to him and said, keep your head. You're going to get one. You're going to get one. And look, I had full belief that he would. He is inevitable when it comes to these games. What's that? 6 goals, 6 grand finals, 7 goals, 7 grand finals, something ridiculous like that.
Into his youth as well, all the way back there.
Yeah, just ridiculous. So, no, look, I think he's obviously a huge part of the reason why they've been so successful. But this team is unbelievable. It's the first time someone's done the double since 2018. So that's crazy.
I want to give credit to Glenn and Jaden Zwerb, but these guys don't miss a training session, obviously. But Jaden, who's obviously a player, let's give him his flowers. 20-year servant of the club this year that's been marked with a grand final win. Yes, he's the chief scout. Yes, he works hard. He's the 21s coach as well. He's played enough games to be eligible for the grand final of reserve grade 2. He opted not to play because he thought his boys deserved to shine and bathe in that glory on their own. It's a brave decision. He could have had 2 grand finals to his name tonight. He has a grand final to his name. Jaden Zwerb leads them to another grand final win, Julian, and it just must feel so sweet.
He is, I think I said it last time on the grand final, he is one of the BDSFA good lads. He is a top bloke. Pleasure to coach him, pleasure to play with him in Prospect. But yeah, it's just, I think when I think of people that I'd be happy for with this result, put away any sort of rivalry that obviously Quakers and Doonside have, being a firm Quakers boy. Jaden is the first name that springs to mind. He is Mr. Doonside. The blood, sweat and tears that he puts into this, I just know he would be so emotional right now, overwhelmed, and I'm so happy for him.
As Heidelberg take the lead over Auckland, long live the Australia Cup. We love seeing that. All right, I need to talk about Nathan Samatua. Matty Hubbard, we had a really good view of that. Looking for your opinion on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a tough one. Like, it could go one way. One week it goes your way, one week it doesn't. I mean, you look at the first 30 seconds as a challenge. It could have been, or 5 minutes in, could have been a red, could not have been. Like, I don't know. Give credit to the ref. It got out of a bit out of whack at the end of the game, but the 3 officials I think did a good job today. It could have been a few red cards and the game could have been spoiled like back in the day of Pons and Marayong, but give credit to the refs, give credit to Marayong, give credit to Doonside. What a year it is for BDSFA and all the teams involved. And I mean, Jaden and his dad will probably wake up tomorrow morning and start 2026 and scouting players and probably training for them will start in 3 weeks' time. But give credit to them; they've done well.
Most certainly they have. There was a moment that came right at the end. Firstly, a disallowed goal with a couple of minutes left to go. Julian, you said that was the right decision, so we can quickly brush past that.
Yep, I think so.
Then there was a penalty that was claimed. The play was stopped. On we went via a dropped ball to Oscar Osei, the Marayong goalkeeper.
Yeah, I can't quite make sense of that. I watched it further back, and maybe they're saying that the ball went out on the side, like for a throw-in, and maybe the lino had flagged for it. But, I'm still trying to work it out.
Have a listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. it back in, lads, because you know what comes next, and it's all French. Personally, first and foremost, I can't stand that a team song. I think it's the worst. But, geez, it gets me G'd up, even though I don't like it. I always want to be a part of it. Maybe it's because I've heard it so many times over the last half decade. Look, let's start talking about what this means for Doonside legacy. We spoke about it at length, or at least tried to, on the podcast in the week just gone by. For Doonside and some of these boys that are notching their third, Jordan Hannon, that's a third. Jaden Zwerub, that's a third in this era. Jake Taylor, that's a third. Daniel Alessi, that's a third as well. Ethan Iiken, that's a third for him too. I mean, it's pretty. I know I'm missing players, and I mean no disrespect to you. Some of the squad players involved as well, but some of these guys have imprinted their name all over BDSFA Premier League in recent years, haven't they, Jules?
Yeah, they have, and what more can you say? Obviously we've just finished the 2025 season. What a season! Incredibly tight for the top three, I think particularly, but there was storylines everywhere. But I think the storyline heading into Doonside for next year is who actually can stop them with this momentum and this. You got to call it a brotherhood that they have at this club. It's crazy. The squad is so together. They went for their usual breakfast today. I was sort of messaging Jaden throughout the day, and they said they're just very calm into the game, and maybe that's those little 1%ers are huge.
I think it's really easy to say, Matty Hubbard, that when Doonside have their best 11 on the pitch, tonight they had their best 11, maybe you could argue Kyle Dominici comes into it one way or another, they're the best player, the best team in the comp.
Yeah, I think it's the moments. They know when to turn up. It's not often you see Doonside have a bad game, but when they're off, you need to hit them, which is not very often. But come grand final, the last 3 out of 4 years they've turned up. I mean, you got to give credit to them. Like at some point, a new team will form in BDSFA and start to take it off Doonside. But I don't know, they're young. So who's going to stop them? When are they going to be stopped? That's the question.
I mean, most of the guys of the names that I've just rattled, the oldest is Jaden Zwerub, and he's 27. And even if he was to lose 5%, 10%, 15% in the next 5 years plus, it's not going to be that insignificant. His brain will grow. His legs might grow older, but his brain will certainly grow, and he's a smart defender, and that bravery will never go away. It's been an enthralling Blacktown Premier League season. It started here. I mean, gosh, we were talking about the front three. Byron Grandamange, would he assimilate into the squad? They went and lost their first game of the season against Quakers Hill Juniors. I remember Julian coaching them in that masterclass. A great goal was scored that day. 1-0 it was. How much different is that performance to what we saw that day?
Oh, well, I think they grew into it like the season. They might have had a bit of a slower start, but I just think, on the day, perhaps they were just a little bit off and we were on. But the fact is that they're here on the final day and they deserve to be, and they deserve to be crowned champions yet again. They're just so unbelievably resilient and tough, and such a battle against them whenever you play them. You're in for a grueling 90 minutes, perhaps the most grueling 90 minutes you'll have against any opponent. And I really don't see that changing. I see a lot of other squads that are sort of developing, but at the lower end or on the over the hill and sort of older players. So it's really tough. They're just right in their prime. So who can stop them? I don't know who it is.
I don't know either. Matty Hubbard, a word as we wrap up the season. Thoughts on some games here and there, some moments here and there you'd like to call on?
No, I think it's been one of the better years I've actually been involved in. I mean, even from the bottom teams to the top teams, there was 3 teams that broke away towards the top, but I don't think there was a game I played in this year where you could say even the lower teams weren't out of the game. I mean, even to Julian's side, Quakers Hill, you play them and they're in the game for 90 minutes, and it takes you like a cracker of a goal to beat them. So I think the competition's getting stronger and better. It's just there's a little bit of a gap between, the top team to like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the top 3 is really good, but just a quick word on PL2. We were speaking about it a couple of minutes ago. The gap between PL1 and 2 has shrunk. Whoever comes up or whoever stays here next year is going to have amazing lessons learnt from that experience or experiences in the process. The gap is closing. I think the top 3 teams have got better than they were 3-4 years ago. But I think people are keeping up on, if Doonside and Marayong and Ponds have increased 15% in the last couple of years, I think the bottom teams have increased 10 to 15% as well. I think the overall quality is going up.
Looks like Jake Taylor's just been named man of the match of his number 2. He's got the ball in his hand.
Oh, that's awesome. So from centre back to right back to getting kicked in the under of his face and of his jaw, he has gone through duress. Hopefully Kelvin Ofori is summing everything up perfectly well, as he usually does. I'll now give a bit of a wrap. I'd like to thank everybody who made this season incredibly easy and enjoyable from first to last moments. I took the decision to come back to the BDSFA at the start of the year because I enjoyed it, but I knew that I'd be travelling a whole lot more to grounds, and I've seen people that I have really wanted to see more this year, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that experience, coming to watch some training sessions, participating in some training sessions here and there. It's put me in my place, most certainly. I know that I'm a Hills all-age Ben Sevens player, just about, on a good day. But I've learned a lot this year about the comp and about you guys, and I've really appreciated being welcomed so commonly, always being given a bottle of water or a coffee for a good measure. Clubs treat me incredibly nicely, and your efforts and work does not go unnoticed. A handshake for all of you is the bare minimum token of my appreciation. Thank you for the season. Thank you for the moments, the memories, the goals. We've got some bangers. We've got some absolute bangers this year. And thank you for all the sore throats on Sundays that you guys have been able to allow me to enjoy, because it is an enjoyment every time I get to do this. Thank you for buying into everything over the last 4 or 5 years of doing this, 4.5 if you like, because of the COVID cancelled season in the first one, because it felt like it felt pretty nerve-wracking coming into it and not knowing what would happen, who would buy into this passion that I had, and a lot of people did, if not everybody did, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to do this. Long may it continue. Hala, the BDSFA Premier League, it is the best in the whole world. Julian and Maddie, thank you so much for doing this here tonight. A 3-man commentary team. The experiment, I think, has gone swimmingly well, and I'm very appreciative of your efforts here tonight and prolonged throughout the season. Maddie, you recently, Julian, you over the course of a couple of All-Star games and Grand Finals.
Thank you, mate. And, yeah, big shout-out to yourself. Excellent coverage. Big reason why this product is so successful and how good it is. It is, you know, association leading, in my opinion. So, really well done, mate.
Ethan Iiken, the hero, with the winning goal to his name. My commiserations to Marayong, which is a rare sentence to say out loud. But Doonside, in a battle of the Titans, have won a 3rd Grand Final in 4 years, and this team, don't take your eyes off them over the next couple, because I think they have a few more in them too. Guys, thanks for the season. Love to you all. Safe travels on your way home, and we'll see you in 6 months or so, or perhaps for the All-Stars in a month and a half. Goodbye.
Good enough. And cheer. Can't be secret. Oh, wrong. And even though our coach may not be here to accept this medal, I still want to say his name, Kev. We thank you for all the hard work you've done the whole season. Unfortunately, we couldn't do this for you, but we see your work and we just couldn't do it.
Please put your hands together for the runners up, Marayong. I invite the captain of Dunside to come forward, receive the plaque, and the Marong House Memorial Cup.
Firstly, thank you to Marong. There was an absolute war out there. It has been all year. Unfortunately, one team has to win. But it was a great game, boys, so congratulations on the season. To our boys, did it again. We've been down before and we do it every year. So keep getting it tonight. It's a great season. Thank you to everyone involved inside the club. Great season. Jim, Jeff, everyone behind the scenes. Thank you very much for everything you do for us. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you everyone for listening. Warren. Marcus. Couch. Reggie. Iiken. Daniel Leslie. Ryan. MVP JT. Jordy Hannon. Best player in the world, Zach Marayong. Henry. Jones. Techie. Jeff. Yeah. Jin. Ronan. Matt. Last but not least, the great man Glenn, Dad. This guy dedicates his life to this team and this squad. He deserves everything he gets. So well done. Thank you very much. Have a good
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the players, the champions of Premier League 1, Dunside.